And I want to share something with you. I mean, you're always going to be able to find somebody that can do the job cheaper. And you're really going to be hard pressed to find somebody that can do it cheaper and still be able to do it right the first time. Could we be on the same page with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's hard. It's just hard to compare because obviously to me, like, you know,
Oh, of
I
course.
assume it's it's a roof basically.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it. I love talking about identity. Let's talk about that a little bit more after we do a little role play because I feel like this is what people seem to really like. And I've got a couple things. I'm instead of being one homeowner the whole time, I might mix in I'll go into objections. So we're gonna role play some objections, and I'm gonna be kind of like fast paced with it if that's okay with you. Um,
Yeah.
Chuck, thanks for sharing all that with me. Obviously, like we know about some of the other roofers in the area, and we had actually a couple lower bids. One of them was like 180. They wouldn't say this a square. And then the other one was 250 a square, basically. What what is really the difference? I guess I'm just assuming all roofs are the same.
It's funny that you mentioned this, Tim, when you mentioned that they're a little bit less than us. And I'm guessing that the appointment that we just went through, it might look a little different than the appointment that you went through with them. Could I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, honestly, we didn't really have much of an appointment. We just kind of chit chatted at the door a little bit about it. We kind of, yeah, we didn't get a ton of information, so that was honestly one of the reasons I reached out. But
Okay. And I want to share something with you. I mean, you're always going to be able to find somebody that can do the job cheaper. And you're really going to be hard pressed to find somebody that can do it cheaper and still be able to do it right the first time. Could we be on the same page with that?
yeah, yeah, I guess it's hard. It's just hard to compare because obviously to me, like, you know,
Oh, of
I
course.
assume it's a roof basically.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that we took all of these proposals that you had gotten in ours, and let's say that they're all the exact same price. Which one would you choose?
Well, yeah, I would choose your guys. It's just yeah.
Oh, okay. Tim, I really appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you saw what we do. And do you mind if I ask why?
Just a little bit more reputable. I know you guys' reviews and stuff like that. One of the companies that we talked to didn't have. I couldn't find reviews, and then the other one, just not as many. So just yeah,
Yeah.
possible track record.
Okay. Reputation, track
Yeah.
record. Okay. And why else?
Um, that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you feel that reputation and being able to do it correctly? I mean, obviously, you've seen our reviews. You've also, called a couple of people, and I'm sure that they've given us a great reference because I think that's where you came from
Yeah.
as somebody referred us.
Yeah.
That's obviously a great opportunity for you as well.
Yeah. I think yeah, Chuck, I like you, man. It's just that price is pretty high. So I'm just seeing what else you got. If there's anything else you could do for me there, I want to go with you guys. I
Okay.
just, yeah, I need it to be a little lower. So,
Okay. And I totally understand with the direction that you're going in. So let me ask you, the when you say that ours is a little high, how do
yeah,
you mean?
to me, it's really hard to understand the difference of the two prices. Um, I know that you guys are more reputable, and I presume probably use a little bit better materials. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm spending my money on the right stuff. You know what I mean? Like if this isn't any different than that, I just want to make sure that I clarify that.
Okay. And when you say that it's more than the others, Was it total price, or was it in the monthly investment that was a little bit more than what you were thinking?
Um, Total price. Yeah, I look at that total price number, and so I'm assuming some of that's like cost of the financing or something.
Okay. And exactly how far off were we from making this make sense for you?
Probably about $1,500 would make it work for us
Okay, the
if we could get
difference.
it down a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And when you say, that we're $1,500 apart from the others, and you'd mentioned that reputation was big for you.
Yeah.
If I could make this happen for a little bit less, is this something that you'd be willing to consider?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And one thing that I'd like to share with you is we have, and we don't typically bring this up until after we have a work order signed. However, it doesn't look like we're all that far apart. And
Mm.
so, one of the things that inside of our business that can be very expensive is marketing itself.
Mm.
And so if you would be willing to help us out, we do have what we call a marketing rebate program. And
Okay.
typically this gives you money back. However, with the fact that we're not that far apart, I'd like to share some of this with you. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay. Would you be okay if we took before and after pictures? We're not going to show your the number on your house or anything like that. No one's going to know where you live. But would you be okay if we took before and afters to show inside of any of our marketing or training?
Yeah, that's fine. Totally.
Awesome. And the next thing I'd like to ask you for, people, I'd love to put billboards all over town, but that's extremely expensive.
Mm.
And so we'd like to start putting some billboards around your neighborhood, starting with your house, which is our yard sign.
Mm.
Would we be able to put a yard sign in during the day that we install, as well as for the next 30 to 60 days?
Yeah, depending on what we're talking as far, yeah, I'm open to that. How big is this?
It's just a small yard sign.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the number that we're talking about. I would love to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, probably.
Okay. And then people trust Google before they trust their own mothers these days.
Yeah.
And so would you be willing to put a Google review? I mean, it doesn't have to be 5-star
Mm.
unless you feel we deserve it. But would you be willing to help us out with a Google review based on your experience with us?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And so with this, this would give you, because we want to make sure that this is worth it for you. And so we would give you $2,000 back. Well, the fact that we're about $1,500 apart,
Yep.
this will go right into that. It'll overlap that a little bit,
Yep.
make this a little bit of a better scenario for you.
Oh,
You've convinced me that if I could eat that difference up, that we can go ahead and move forward.
yeah.
Do you have your driver's license on you? We'll go ahead and get you approved for
Oh,
to
done.
work with our
Let's go.
company.
Oh, yeah, I'm in on that.
So what I'm trying to do,
Yeah.
Tim, is I'm listening to what it is you're saying.
Yeah.
You had about 4 different objections,
Yes.
and I'm hoping that people, when they're listening to this, that they're like, man, this goes all over the place. It
Yeah.
does. In the house, it's
Yeah.
going to. And I'm listening to you, and you pivoted 4 different times
Yeah.
throughout this. And so we can't
People tell
only
me I'm
just do
too
that.
easy on these role plays. That's why I did it. Because every time I do these role plays, somebody tells me I'm too easy.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, I'm actually am easy to close. Because I generally just want it to be done and to give them money and to go. So, that's my mode normally. So I just act naturally. So now I'm trying to be a little bit more intense. Let's try one more. And like I said, I might be intense because I want it to draw out the best information as well. All right, and realistic. I'm trying to make it realistic. I don't know if it is, but I'm sure a homeowner would not say 250 a square, but nonetheless. All right, next. All right, Chuck, I appreciate. Let's say you gave me a presentation. I'm kind of hurried you along a little bit because I'm trying to get back to my Zoom calls or whatever. Um, Appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. I honestly, I really do appreciate you, sir. Just obviously need a few days to think about it. Um, and then we'll get back to you.
Hmm. Yeah, no problem. I totally understand that. And Tim, I buy things too. When you say that you need to think about it, how long do you feel you need to think about this?
I was thinking like 2 days. I just got to check in with the wife.
Wow.
And
Hmm.
she just knows more about like what we have at our bank account and stuff like that. And I know you offered the financing. I just want to be careful that we're making this decision together.
I understand. And what's your wife's name? Hopefully by now
Bia.
I've gotten it by now.
Bia. Yeah.
So with Bia, does Bia know that you're getting this new roof?
Yes. Yep. We talked about it. Obviously we had you out. We did have one other company. We're leaning towards you guys, just making sure that we're on the same page and kind of want to talk through the money part now that we know exactly what it's going to cost and stuff.
Okay. And I mean, you know Bia better than I do. And how do
Yeah.
you feel, what do you feel she would say based on everything that you and I went through today?
She will probably say, shoot, we thought it was going to be cheaper.
Oh, okay. All
No,
right.
I mean, no offense. Like, I think we got it. I just want to make sure.
All right. Hey, I totally get it. And do you feel the same?
I don't, I don't know if it's going to be an issue or not, just based on the financing thing. It's just feel like I need to think about it.
Okay. All right. And I totally understand where you're at with this. And when you talk to Bia, do you feel like it would be a big conversation or simply kind of letting her know the framework of what you and I went through and whether or
Mm,
not you guys are going to, use this and go into like
yeah.
a more of a monthly investment or simply putting half down on whoever you decide to go with?
Yeah, I think we just I kind of talk about like if that price works for us, and then I'm gonna try to share with her a few of the things about like the products she said you use and some of those things.
Okay.
Trying to share that information with her, and then just yeah, trying to. I mean, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. Just it's a little expensive for us, and so just making sure we're making a conscious decision about that.
Okay. Uh, no worries at all. And would you be against reaching out to her and seeing if she has any other
Hmm.
questions and if she'd be okay with everything as we discuss the investment with her?
Yeah, I think I'd be open to that.
Okay. So you kind of
You
see where
saying
we went.
call her now?
Yeah, we would go ahead and
All
reach
right,
out
let's
to her
try.
now. You know, are we actually calling Via?
Yeah. See if she answers.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
I'm just shopping. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just on a sales call with Chuck Thokey, and he's trying to convince me to buy this roof. Um, and and I'm curious, because I should have had you on this call probably. Like I should have probably had you at this appointment, but I didn't. And he was curious about we're talking about 18K, 18K for the roof. Um, and it's a little bit more than we had expected. We expected like 15, and so I'm just curious, like, is that okay? And like, basically, can we handle that? If what's the monthly cost again, Chuck?
It'd be just under 350 a month.
So it'd be under 350 a month. Is that okay, or should we talk about it more, or what would you need to know to make a good decision right now?
What would I need to know?
Yeah, what else would you
Well, I
need
don't
to know?
know the last time you checked on price of the roofs, but I don't know why you were thinking it was gonna be 15K. But
Yeah.
um, I I don't think I need to know anything else. Just basically like How often are we going to have to be around to like let them in or do anything like that? That's my biggest question.
Yeah, he gave me some of that information, but Chuck, like, are we gonna have to be there the day of the install?
You don't have to be there the day of the install, and it'd be
Okay.
very easy. It would be a 1-day install.
Okay. Is that good, Bia?
Yeah.
All right, and then we don't have anything else like going on in our like credit stuff right now that will be an issue.
No.
Okay. All right, appreciate you. Thank you. We'll just I'll get this started.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
I love beer.
Yeah, well, let's get it popping. That's awesome.
Awesome.